This rah-rah.
Ouch.
Mm-hmm. Welcome back, y'all. Welcome back, babe.
What's up?
We're back in Texas. We're back in the United States of America.
We are in the U.S.
We are in the U.S. So I was gone for a month. Kenneth was gone for 3 weeks. I hadn't driven in a month, all the things. So it feels good to be back home. So we are actually on our way to church. So we're going to take y'all along with us today. It's Sunday. We're going to take you along with us to go to church and whatever else we do today. But I thought it would be cool, babe. Okay. I never tell him what I'm about to ask him. I thought it would be cool with the time that we have. Hopefully, if we don't finish it right now, we'll finish it after church. But I thought it would be cool to talk about your journey with church and God, like your experience growing up, how it shifted when you got older. So, and I'll do the same. We'll probably only have time to do you because we're going to be in church in about 5-6 minutes. But talk about how church was for you growing up, and let's just start there. What was church like growing up?
I actually grew up Catholic. It was a different transformation for me, which is cool. You know what I'm saying? When you learn about who God really is, and you get a better understanding, different things come to you, and you understand God more as who He is, and who He's made you to be.
What were your
thoughts
of God as a child?
I don't know. I don't know. It was crazy because in the Catholic world they teach you that you have to go through the priest to get to God, and it's a whole different magnitude. Yeah, like it's different. It's way different. But just knowing that, I can go to God and I have somebody other than, my parents to talk to when I have nobody else. It's really, really dope for me because sometimes I don't want to talk to nobody else. You know what I'm saying? And I realize that God put you in situations where He make it where you only talk to Him.
When was the transformation where you felt like you went from practicing Catholicism to I don't need a mediator, I can go directly to God?
The transformation for me, really, it was moving out here to Texas and then realizing that, I'm not trying to be funny, y'all, but the kneel down, stand up, things were just too slow for me. I really didn't understand it. I really didn't understand it until I started to read my Bible more. And what really happened was when Katrina hit, I had no other person to really talk to and really, I needed guidance. And the only person that can give me those guidance was God. He put me in a world where that was the only place that I can, really express my feelings how I wanted to.
Like
whether I was angry, whether I was mad.
I like the emotional part and how it connected you to God.
Just felt lost. Felt like, you literally lost everything, you know what I'm saying? You start to think about it, you lost, it feels like you lost your whole life behind. Because everything that you knew and grew up on, the culture, the everything, you name it, the friends, your family, everybody's everywhere. I just felt lost. I felt like I needed comfort. And it just, certain areas in my life, I never, ever felt that way ever. You know what I'm saying? And my mom did a great job of raising me. So I've never went without, but in that moment, I did feel like, something's missing.
It was something she couldn't give you.
And it was something she couldn't give me.
Yeah.
So.
That's good.
That's what it was.
That's good. Okay, what would you say your relationship with God is now compared to growing up?
Ooh. Listen, y'all, I'm gonna have to write a book. I'm gonna have to write a book, man. Man, it's mind blowing, right? Because he showed me that I can do things beyond my own power, right? Things that I just didn't believe in myself, and I mean, he's blessed me with my wife. I don't know if I know a lot of y'all don't know this, but I prayed for my wife, right? When I was younger, I prayed for my wife. I actually prayed that I have a daughter. He ended up giving me 2 and a boy. But my transformation, the life and just knowing, not only what God can do for you on an everyday basis, or the things that he can give you, but just to have somebody to just think and just thank him for his protection, on a daily basis, just knowing that, I don't have to do this in my own strength. A lot of times we think that we have to do things in our own strength, and that's just not how God designed it to be.
Well, as I suspected, we don't have time to talk about my stuff, okay? Because we're about to park. So we will finish this after church. We actually go to one community church in Plano, Texas, and where we live, it's only about 20 minutes away. So we will finish this when we get out.
Let's get it.
Hi, baby. Hello. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Nothing else will do.
All right. Church was phenomenal.
It was.
And I was going to tell my testimony on our way from church to where we are now, but this one would not allow. Okay? Would not allow. She was singing. She still had praise and worship going in the back, apparently. But we're about to meet Papa and Nona for brunch. And we're supposed to be there at 12:15, and it is exactly 12:15. We're doing good, okay? We're doing great. So I'll try to capture some of lunch. I don't know exactly what they want to talk about, so we'll see how that works. If it's, vlogging available to vlog, I'll make sure they're good with it. But we're going to go to lunch, and then I will tell my story at some point today when maybe she's not around. Okay, let's go. Oh, babe, where's Kennedy? They're going to be like, where's Kennedy at?
Kennedy is at Word's house.
She ditched us. To hang out with Isaiah. Yes.
Yep.
So, Ken's at a sleepover. We'll probably pick her up, actually. Sometime today, because they got school tomorrow. And she's out. She's off this week. Kennedy is off school this week because her teacher is going on a cruise. And being that she's homeschooled with one teacher. Okay? So, but hopefully we can vlog, because since she's out, Kenneth and I are both going to do a day with her where it's just like me and her for a day, probably go get our nails done and do all the girly stuff. And then him and Kennedy will do something. You know what y'all should do, babe? Something with your hands. Like, remember the arts and crafts place?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
She would like that.
Yeah.
So we're going to spend some time with her, and hopefully we can vlog it. But she's out with her friends today. So, all right, let's go have lunch. Watch them be here. Hi.
Hi, can I have a kiss? I lip gloss on you. I need to get
Howard.
Kenneth told me he about to go. Kenneth said he's gonna go steal all the stuff off my clothes.
Where y'all coming from?
I'm doing real fast.
He said that. He said, you know, when you live closer to something. We were coming so close. He told me, you sure it didn't say Nona's house? It would seem like we're going to their house.
What are you doing?
How was the fam in town? Did y'all have fun?
It was
Hey.
I was
so,
watching all the
missed
pictures.
you.
Looked like y'all had so much fun.
it was fun. I had one
Do you
day.
feel like you explore your own city more when people come to town?
Yes, because everybody's like, are you sick of all these places? Are you sick of
Like,
these stores?
we
Like,
don't go
or
here.
Jordan, when Jordan was here too, he's like, Nona, you bought a lot of stuff. I go, I never go clothes shopping unless you guys are here. You know, but the only thing is, they ate constantly food on top of food. And I was feeling so like.
So we got a little crazy, okay? And I forgot to come back and do my testimony. I'm like, I got to come share what my life was like. I always grew up in the church, right? So my mom actually, I don't know if she got saved when she was pregnant with me, but I know that her relationship with God dramatically became closer, right, while she was pregnant with me. She might have been saved already, but I know that when she was pregnant with me is where she really took her relationship with God to the next level. So I was born into church 3-4 times a week, okay, twice on Sunday, right? I was born into that. And so the good part about growing up in the church is when the Bible says to train them up when they're young and when they're older, they won't depart. It's true, right? It's true. But there sometimes reaches a point where you're like, did she grow up in the church or a barn? Like, what is wrong with her? And that was me. So anyway, let's rewind, right? So I grew up in the church, and then what happened was, you have this, and all my PK, all my church kids understand this journey. You have this time in your life where you grow up in the church, so you're going to church because you don't have a choice, and you're watching people in church, and you're like, they seem to really enjoy this. This is pretty awesome. And anything you start to do in the church, you're replicating or mimicking, right? Even if it's not like intentional. And I mean you're mimicking scriptures because you hear them. You're mimicking how you pray because you hear people pray. But there's no true relationship, okay? There's not a connection yet. It's like the wires are like here, but it's not here. It's like it's not quite connected. So I always say, this was my example, was like, I grew up and I love the God of, my mom's name is Janice. I love the God of Janice. My dad's name is Kevin. I love the God of Kevin, but I didn't understand who was the God of Tiffany. I didn't have enough personal history with just him and I. Like, I didn't have that yet. Well, life gets to lifing, because if you listen, when he says they will not depart, he's coming for you. All right. The way they took me to church, what they did is they marked me, right? They put a X on my back where God said, that's mine. And no matter how she tried to cut up, that's mine, right? And so ministering angels were always on my side, always in my ear, letting me know where I needed to come back home to. So anyway, so I get older, and let's say now I'm in college. In college, I am a full-blown certified heathen, okay? Heathen, okay? Full-blown certified heathen. So I'm cutting up, acting a fool in college, end up dropping out because I barely was going to class anyway. End up dropping out. And I moved back, and I'm working and doing some other things, but just really couldn't find my footing, because when you're a heathen, you don't have no peace. How about that? So I really couldn't find my footing in what I wanted to do, and I'm just kind of bouncing around. I'm not really just a vagabond at this point, right? And once I began to get settled in life, once I was getting close to where, okay, I had met my husband at this point, and we're getting ready to get married, and nothing brings you to the throne of grace like marriage, okay? I'm talking about nothing will. Where my married people at? And so now I'm a newlywed, okay? So now I'm a newlywed, and we were going to church periodically and everything, but I wasn't as much as a heathen. You know what I'm saying? I was like heathen light, okay? But I really wasn't going to church and stuff like I should. And so I'm a newlywed, and we begin to just have tension in our marriage, because if you don't do marriage God's way, it's just very difficult to find momentum and bliss. Right? Bliss is what you can't have in marriage, but it's hard to get momentum in it. So if you're heathen, you have moments and seasons and all these things, but when you really do it God's way, you really can get some good momentum and just really being happy. But at this point, I didn't have that yet, because I wasn't submitted to how God wanted me to do marriage. I was in marriage because I'm like, well,
This is for what the things that I need. Okay. This is a partnership of things that I'll do things that you like. You do things that I like. If you don't do the things that I like, I'm going to be mad. You know what I mean? So, at one of my lowest points there, it was early on, like probably within our first few years, I had that moment where I'm just like, this cannot be what life is supposed to be. Like, this sucks. Like, I just remember being like, this sucks. And so I remember laying on the couch and I prayed and I said, God, I know this is not what you want, like my marriage to be like, my life to be like. And at this point I'm working, so that's why I said I was heat and light. Like I had a consistent job. I was doing okay. But I wasn't very happy. I just wasn't very happy. I didn't have a lot of peace. And so I had prayed that prayer. And when I woke up, I turned the TV on and I'm just looking at the menu. This back when you actually had cable. Okay. Most people don't have cable anymore. And I see Marriage Today. Okay. So Jimmy Evans. Anybody know Marriage Today? Jimmy Evans. He's still around. He's still around doing his thing. And I watch it and I realize, oh, okay. So I really don't know what I'm doing. I really don't know what I'm doing. So I make the commitment. Kenneth was actually coming from being on the road. He was on the road, just got his CDL license, was like in the training, about to come home. So I make the commitment that I'm going to go to church that Sunday. Even though it's just going to be me and my son because Kenneth was still on the road. I go to church that Sunday. You'll never believe it. It's part 1 of their marriage series that they're about to start doing. It's like a 6-part series that they're about to start doing. So I'm like, oh my God. So I'm locked in and I still go to this church this day. So anybody knows my pastor, he definitely is a you're the problem pastor. Like he's not a come in here and let me just tell you all the reasons why you're awesome and how God's just gonna bless you real good. He don't play them games with you. This is where you need to work on yourself. And if you do this, you will get the promise. Okay. If you do your part, if you follow these, you know what I mean? Like he's a no nonsense, which I love. Right. And so as I'm sitting there, you just can't go to any time he's got open his mouth and not be convicted about something. But what it does is it's constantly evolving you to be a better person. And so as I'm sitting there under his tutelage and his teaching, it just drew me in and drew me in and drew me in closer to Christ. And it was like I started to meet the God of Tiffany. I started to have my own miracles with God. I started to have my own testimonies and and I had a few of those along the way, of course, as I became an adult, but this time it was different. Not only did I have a closeness with him, I started to not want to let him down. And I started to do the right thing and have better life. And I started to live a little bit more righteous and have some more peace. And I started to transform how I was thinking, and the ease of life started to be my portion. And as you have a few days of that and a few weeks of that and a few years of that, over time, you just want to be closer and you just want to do things even better, and you just want to live more righteously, and then you want to start telling people about it, and then you want to and it just was become a compound interest of the fruit of the scripture, that when they grow old they will not depart, because all of the word that was in me began to cultivate and sprout and show up in my life. And then as the pastor that I now was on, that was always just a Bible teacher and a character teacher and a you need to do better teacher, right? All that began to make me a different person, and change my desires and change the things I thirsted after, and shows I used to watch anymore disgusted me. I was like, ugh, I can't even enjoy this, right? Because of the language and the this and the that. And it just began to change my heart. And so that's my testimony. And here we are today, right? I ended up becoming an entrepreneur. After this, I ended up becoming an entrepreneur, and I have the same business that I started 10 years ago. I still have, and now coach people to do this business. And now as I coach them, God is all in everything I say and I do. And if you're on this channel, you see I do God's math. I taught that on stages and all the things, and my life has turned into something that was unrecognizable from where I started. When I laid on that couch and said, life has got to be better than this. Unrecognizable. God's math, okay? It's been God's math. So thank you for watching. Thank you for watching this Forever Haynes vlog. And I don't normally sit and talk to you like this, but I wanted to share my testimony. And so thank you for watching it. And if you have not subscribed, what the problem is, okay? Hit the subscribe button. Leave me a comment below. Tell me about your testimony or a part of mine that you can relate to, or a part of Kenneth that you can relate to. Both opposites, right? I grew up Christian in the church. He grew up Catholic and had his own journey. So, but yes, leave some comments below on what resonated with you. Hit the like button so it could be sent and shared with more people. And since I didn't mention it, if you want to know the business that I started, that I scaled, and that I still have to this day, go to tiffany'smasterclass.com. I'll tell you all about it. I love you all. I'll see you in the next video.